And I am going to go ahead and let Jen just take over. We are recording, and Jen, just go at it, girl.
All right. Y'all can hear me though, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. Let me figure out how to screen share. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. I do presentations too, so that's just the best way for me to explain things. So, my name is Jennifer. I am Lisa's coach underneath her. So I am going to be talking about graphic design and social media. So, one of the things when I first started coaching was I became like obsessed with graphic design and playing on Canva and playing on just different little things on my phone and things like that. So my biggest ones are Canva, PicMonkey I use sometimes, and then PicsArt on the phone. So the other thing I was going to talk about is like the do's and the don'ts of Facebook, really kind of quickly go over the things, just because I've seen a lot of coaches that aren't on our team, but like they just post some crazy things, and and it's just do's and don'ts of that. And then the Facebook algorithm that I don't know if you've ever heard of that or not, but it's the crazy thing about Facebook and, ads and how you can do some posting and how it shows more things to, your followers. So the first thing I have is the Facebook do's. So the best thing to do, how do I make this bigger?
Go to from beginning or from current. Yeah, that works too.
Okay. So the do's of Facebook is always post the least amount on it. You want to make it look nice, yes, but you want to make it look like, not too busy, and you want to make sure that it's posting you. So, there's a lot of branding quizzes that you can take, and I have one in the video or in the presentation that you can actually do. And it gives you just kind of an idea of, what kind of style you should go off of as far as like, colors. There's a lot of times that I've had to learn that, you don't want to always put like every color in the rainbow in a post. And so make it short, sweet, and to the point. Like this was one of the posts that I used, and I got pretty good feedback from it. It was one of the recruitment posts. So I always use something with green, pink, and like a glitter. So whether it be a pink glitter or a gold, and I always try and put my brand kind of like on there. So I used to post it with Journey with Jen. It was my Instagram name on Instagram, and it just made people kind of acknowledge that that's who it was, and if they saw that, they know who it was already. The other thing is you want to post, and be you. You want to make sure that you're not posting something and saying, hey, we're hiring, but you're going to post, something silly like that somebody wouldn't put a fitness, you with fitness. So if you're posting every day, they know, oh, Jen's posting, she's a fitness, she's always doing fitness. So that's what they're going to acknowledge that with. So that's one good thing. The next thing is the post Facebook don'ts. So this is a friend of mine that she's been a coach for a long time, but she doesn't do it very well. I mean, like she doesn't do it as like a job, she just kind of does it to, I guess, to help her upline. But this is the kind of stuff that she posts, and she doesn't really do it anymore, but it's basically, you don't want to post an item. So like everyone knows that, yes, you coach for Beachbody, but do you want to post, the actual program, or you want to post yourself doing the program? So that's the biggest key that I've learned, is that people don't want to look at Autumn Calabrese's body and think, oh my God, like I wish I could look like her. Of course, everyone wants to look like Autumn, right? But, or, like Sagi, but that's not realistic for them at that point. So that might turn them off. But seeing somebody who's real and seeing that, hey, Jen she's not in her, her goal body yet, or she's not at her goal weight yet, but, she's still getting out there and she's doing it. And that's why, it proves that it works more. And the other thing you don't want to do is in these posts, you don't want to always say, oh, sale, this is the sale of the month, or this is the only thing I'm posting about is saying, this is the sale price. This is the sale price. Like, you don't want to sound like a salesman. We're not salesmen. We are sharing our journey. So that's what you want to make sure that you're doing, is share your journey. And then the other thing you want to make sure that you're leaving all business talk out of the comments. So if somebody says, like, I'm sure you've all noticed, when we comment on one another's posts, or somebody comments your post and they say, hey, I'm interested, Okay, that's perfect. I'll message you, or, you know, hey, I'll send you a direct message, or I'll send you a private message. You don't want to say, you know, ask what goals are going to be in the comment section. It's supposed to be a personal, you know, one-on-one kind of thing. So that's one thing you want to avoid as well. And just make it more of, like I said in the previous slide, like you want to make sure that it has you in the picture, of you doing the hard corpse, or you doing PIO and sweating your butt off. Like that's what they want to see. They don't want to see what they can get with the package. That's something you talk about in like the direct message. And then the Facebook algorithm. So this is something that you just have to learn. The one right here, the Fit and Lean by Halloween, is one I've done. And I tried to do like an ad. So ads on Facebook, it really gives you, you know, an opportunity to sponsor your posts and get more feedback from people who wouldn't normally see your posts. And that's one of the best, you know, the best things you can do to expand your like page. But Facebook does not always allow you to post things like that. So, but it depends on the time of the day. So Facebook really likes less font. So the more font you have, the less likely it's going to be approved for a sponsor. And then also, they really don't like you to post before and afters, although lately I've been seeing a lot of people posting them. So like I said, you know, it just depends on who is approving and when you're doing it. So like Lisa might have posted one thing, and I'd always text her, I'm like, how did you get that approved? Like, that's crazy, you know, because they just said I couldn't post that. So it's all about who and when you're posting these, making these posts. So what I like to do is I like to do like the one on the right where it says, you know, you were born to, you know, that you're not trying to be perfect. So like I'm making it short, sweet, and to the point, and then I'm using my post to really elaborate on what I'm talking about. You know, I had a non-scale victory. So that's something I want to share, and that's something I sponsored, and I got a whole bunch of feedback on it. People want to know what you're doing and how you did it. So that's one thing that works as well. But, you know, you can always try and make whatever, you know, do something and try and see if it sponsors. It's just, like I said, it depends on the time of day that it's going to do it. So not always will it be approved. So then I wanted to go into the apps. So I use Canva. It's free to make your account. But there are some in-app charges, and there's ways around it. Like I think a lot of times what we do is if it's a paid background, it's only about $1. I think it's like $1. But if you don't want to pay for that, you can just screenshot it, like make the whole thing and just screenshot it and then just crop it. I mean, that's one of the best ways to do it. I think it's like literally just like an embossed like grid in the background that you barely see it. So that's one thing you can do. It's good on laptops, desktops, and smartphones. So they just came out with with an app on the phone, and it's really awesome. It's really user friendly. But it doesn't have everything that you can do on the phone. So some things are limited to mobile versus being on the laptop. Then there's PicsArt, which is a free app on your cell phone, and that's the app that I use all the time. So it's the one I use to edit my pictures. I use it to, I just use it to do various things with pictures. And then there's PicMonkey, which is free or monthly. I think there's like a $7 monthly free or something. I'm not sure. I don't use this very much. I use it to do a lot of transparency backgrounds and things like that. But it's only good on laptop, desktops, and I think there's like an app, but it's very limited on the phone. And then one that Alyssa Shoemaker uses, and I absolutely love it, it's Fonto. It's a totally free app. It's only on the smartphone. I think it's only on the smartphone. I've never looked at it on the laptop, but it's really awesome. You can take like the already edited picture, and if you want to add font to it, it has a lot more options as far as what fonts you can use, and how you can make it like go around the picture. So I really like that one too. It's just that one, you got to kind of set a little bit more time to it because that's just what it's for. It's just a font app. So that's the apps that I like, and it's cool that they're coming out with a lot of smartphone apps now that makes it user friendly. So Canva is the app that I use to create like banners, my posts, collages, Facebook covers, like event covers, everything like that. That's what I use to create that, just because it makes it like super, super easy. There's more opportunities to do different things as far as themes go. You can access it, like I said, by PC or smartphone, and then there's no membership fee. So I think PicMonkey does have a membership fee. I think I pay like $4 to $7. I can't remember. It's worth it if you use it. I use it for the transparency thing, like I said, so I do keep it. And there are in-app purchases for the Canva. Like I said, there's like $1 for everything you get. I don't know. It's just certain ones are paid items, and it tells you that before you download it. So that's in Canva. And then you have PicsArt, which is on the phone, which I use to edit my, use filters and things like that, which I did set something up on my phone so I could actually show you on my computer, because I really, really like that one a lot. It's very easy. And that one has in-app purchases as well, but it's just for clip art packs. Like there's no filters that require you to purchase it or anything like that. And then PicMonkey, you can do like a 7-day trial, but you have to have a membership, and then you can edit and create templates and stuff like that. So a lot of people did use that for the last post that we used that Bonnie posted. I think that's what she uses, and I do like it. It's just that I think I just got so obsessed with Canva that it's just that I'm not trying to take the time to learn it. But lately I have been using it to do, the transparency things, just because it's cheaper than having like 3 more memberships. So that's what I use. So here's some examples of Facebook covers and things like that I use. So you see up at the top, we did a Shakeology Detox one. These are coach pictures that I actually use for the transparency background, and it came out really, really good. So you can use that. And then on the push-up and plank challenge, what I do with this one is, this is a background that I use for almost every single, thing on my like page, like event that I use, and I just changed the black line, and I just changed the font. So that's another good thing about Canva, is that you can actually change up the font, like the picture. So you save it and you can just go back and edit it. So it's never like a completed project, so you can save and download it, and then you can go in and edit it. So this is also how I make my cover background. So if you see there, it says click here to read my story. So I feel like that also is another post tip that you can do, is if you put it on your on the top in your cover page, people click it and they can read your story, and you kind of can get more interest that way. So people are kind of like, okay, well, what does she do? What does she have to offer? Instead of going through your About Me section and being limited on what you can put, I feel like that's a really good way to connect with people as well. So let me see if I can do this. I'm going to show you guys Canva. I can find it. Okay. So here's Canva. When you first log in, you will see that it will be asking you to create your account, and it's a free account. But like I said, there's different things that you can, purchase in the app. So like you see how it create a team and all of that. I think this is like a paid membership fee, but you don't need all of that, because you have everything else allows you to still brand yourself. So for me, like I said, I use green and pink for almost everything. So that's my brand. So if you click on your brand, I think it'll take you to this. And you can use that. You can pick your fonts and things like that. But you see how it's you have to actually do the paid account for this. But I mean, it's just really easy still to just pick your fonts out. So you can say all your designs, and you can say create a design. The thing you can do too is it allows you to already have preset dimensions, which is awesome, because I know, I don't know about you guys, but like for Instagram, it's always a pain in the butt because it crops like weird. So like if you have a photo that you uploaded to Facebook and you're like, oh, I'm going to upload it to Instagram, it does edit it, like, so you can only zoom out so far. So what's great is that this actually can, it'll, set it to what the dimensions are supposed to be, so that way it's already set. So that's one way of knowing what you're doing. So the other cool thing is for blog posts, you can make it set to this, and it actually does designates a download style. So you can actually hit download, and it says, once you edit it, it'll tell you this is what it's recommending, and what for for blog posts, for example, it'll actually just tell you, you know, this is good for printout. So if I use this, then I can upload it to my blog and it'll automatically set itself to where when people right click and save it, that they can, you know, print it and it'll be at actual size. So that's one good thing about using this app, because you don't have to worry about customizing it at all. It's already there for you. So this is just some examples of some that I've done. It is, so here's just some of them. Like this is my candy detox that I've done. I haven't posted it yet. So just taking a picture for like this, for example, and you know, setting it to, here's my colors. I have the green and the pink. I typically use this brusher, which is that font. I typically use that for all my posts. And here's my brand name. So it's always in there. And that's good just because then people will, you know, like I said, they can kind of acknowledge, okay, that's who Jen is and that's her brand name. And also because if somebody was to copy it, they would already have it, you know, on there. So that's one reason I like this. It makes it really nice. So you can do that. And just to show you how you would do it. All right, so this is what I used on my push-up, plank and push-up challenge. So you have a layout that you can automatically use if you want. So you see how it says free here, and then if you look on some of them, it'll have the little dollar sign. So that's one way of knowing if it's a paid app or not. I mean, a paid layout or not. So you can click and just do, you know, replace, and here you go. So there's your app, and you can change the font, you can change the color, so it's all up here. It's very, very user friendly. So when you know, if you want to add elements to it, so say you want to delete all of this, just delete this, and you can put on there your own lines. You can, and see how it automatically set it to pink because that's what I set as my color. So all right, so you can do that, and then you can make it bigger if you want, or smaller. So I usually just kind of keep it the same size. And then you can hit text, and you have all of these different styles that you can do. So if you don't feel like being creative and making it all like that, you can actually just click on here. So it's just whatever you want to do. And this will give you an automatic font on there, and then you can just like Candy Detox. You can just drag. And the other good thing about this app is that it automatically tells you lines. So, you know, grids and everything, it tells you when it's even and all of that. So to change the app, the font, you can do, you know, like this, and then the colors. It's pretty self-explanatory at the top, like here. But I think the thing that really confuses people is like, you know, there's so many options, and there's so much to do with it. But you can always use like the layouts. It gives you different, you know, it just gives you different layouts already made for you. So you don't have to do the thinking. It takes all the guesswork out if you don't want to be that, you know, if you don't want to be creative and make your own, then you can just do it that way. Or like say the layout that Bonnie used. So here it is for mine, and I just recreated it. So it's literally the same thing. You can rotate font, and you can put pictures in, you know, uploading pictures like this. So, I mean, this is all of my uploaded pictures, and you can just drag, and it just drags into it, and it actually fits it to the picture. So that's the difference. Is like in PicMonkey, I think it just kind of gives you like a big picture, and you just have to resize it. But this makes it really simple and really user friendly. So, and the fonts aren't really bad either. I mean, you can I think you can download different fonts if you want. Yeah, you see, you can upload your own fonts if you've purchased fonts through that. So that is the biggest thing for me. Is this is my #1 app that I use. Let's see, backgrounds, you can use backgrounds on it. All of these are free, so I think it doesn't get to be a paid one until further down. You see when you start hitting like this. And just to show you guys what it looks like when it's a paid one, you can see how it has the little lines on it, but it's really not that noticeable. So I think I've used a few times, use it like that, because nobody's going to really look that deep into it. But you see, you can't even tell. So,
Hey, Jen,
mhm.
will you go back to where like the elements and like add a one of the frames in and then show how your picture can fit into it?
Yeah, sure. So let me just go to like a new one. So I'll just go to like create a social media post. So say I'm doing this on Facebook.
Oh, come
So
upstairs.
we'll do um, just a regular background like I would start with. So I don't really use the layouts just because it makes it too difficult to adjust it, and it's too typically they're too busy. So here's this. Let's just say it'll go here, and I always do my brand colors. So here's that. So we'll go to elements, and then you can hit like frame, okay, and you can do something like this and put it up here. And so you go to your uploaded pictures, and if you don't have a picture uploaded already, you can go to your, and just upload throughout your phone or your laptop. Okay, and let's just say I'm uploading this one. So then you can just actually, if you have it clicked on here already, you can actually just click it and it'll be draggable on here. And you can adjust it like this. You can resize it if it's allowable. Like sometimes you have a smaller frame and it's a bigger picture, so you can actually crop it. So you can do crop, or you can do a filter on the picture. So that's it. And then you would just hit, there you go. And you just hit escape to get out, the escape button. And so you can do that, and then just add a font to it and just say Netflix of fitness. And we'll use the same kind of font that I use, which is Brusher. I just really like that font, and it looks nice on it. So do that, and then you can adjust the font size. And so you see how it gives you the lines. It says, okay, now that's in the middle of the picture. So like that's what I like, is that it shows you, because I'm OCD. I don't know about other people, but like it just drives me nuts to have something that's like off centered. So that's one thing you can do here, and you can see that. And then you can just add other stuff, other elements. So the elements have frames. It has lines on there. You can add shapes. So if you wanted to do this, you can say, let's say, make that black. Okay, and so you see how it covered the font now? Instead of having to go back and adjust the font, you can hit arrange and hit back, and there it is. So it brings it all to the back. So depending on how much you want, you can bring it all the way back, or you can bring it all the way forward. See, so that's one other way you can do it. And so it's just a bunch of, you can just play with it a little bit and just see which designs you like. I mean, there's tons of them that are free. So that's why it's like, I have never purchased anything from this app. So it's just, it makes it really easy. Does anyone else have any questions about Canva? I mean, like, this is pretty much the easiest app to use, in my opinion. It's more user-friendly than most of them, because it's just, there's so many like pre-made layouts that you could use, if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So like, just as an example, I'll do Jennifer, and then see how small it is, because this is a smaller one. Well, the bigger you make it, the bigger the font gets. And you can't really mess it up, because it's hard to, when just a pre-made text, you really can't adjust it too small or too big. That's why they're pre-made. So you set it to where it should be. And so when you're dragging and editing it, then it adjusts it for you as you go. Versus like this, where, okay, if I make this smaller, your text is going to stay the same. So that is Canva. If no one else has any questions.
Okay.
All right, so the last thing I want to show you is how to save it. So you can hit download, and you see how it says which recommended. So you see this, if I was doing for a blog, I would do the PDF for print. And so say I was doing the blog template, that would automatically be the recommended option. So you can do recommended, and then you download it. And then once you hit download, it'll be in your downloads folder. So just in case you're not looking, you don't know where to look for it, it's going to be in the downloads part right here. And here's all of my ones that I've made in the past. So that is Canva. Let's see if I can get to PicMonkey. So here's PicMonkey. So this will be a little quicker because this is not, I don't really use this. Like I said, this is kind of like a more of a difficult one to use, and there's a membership and all. So, I mean, not very many people use PicMonkey unless they're willing to pay for the membership. But if you use this, so there's options. I never want to hit one of these because it'll take you to a pre-made layout. So that's what I think a lot of people were getting confused with when we were doing the last one, is that this brings you to a totally different layout. When you're going to upload from your computer or something, you hit edit and you hit computer, okay? So once you hit that, let's just go with the one I just did, which is this one, okay? So it'll load up onto your computer or onto the PicMonkey. Okay, so there's tons of different options, which is why I think it's a little bit more confusing because it's not as layout, template friendly. But this is where your basic things are. If you want to crop the picture, if you want to rotate it, that's where your basic stuff is. Then you have your filters, or where you want to make it look different as far as this goes. I don't really use that too much, but you can change the different, how it looks. And you can change the amount of it too. So if you want it to be a little bit less, then you can actually drag the bar down. Or if you want it to be, more prominent, then you can drag the bar up. So just to see how it differs like that. So then you have the touch up button, which I'm sure every female in the world uses. It is to make your teeth white. It makes your blemishes go away. If you want to, it even has a spray tan, guys. So like it has everything. I don't use this because it just overwhelms me, but you can literally just spray tan yourself whatever color you want. I mean, it's crazy. See, look. If I wanted to be tanner, that's what it looks, that's Jen with a tan. But I don't personally, we're all about being real, right? So I don't use any of that. I personally just leave it alone. But there is that if you're interested. Then you have your text, which this is a little bit better, in my opinion, than Canva. It has a lot more to choose from. It's a little bit more user-friendly as far as just add text, and then you can type in, what is it, right here. So there it goes. So Netflix for fitness. And it's just, we can make it like the same exact way that you made it on Canva. So different fonts. You just want to highlight this one. So there you go. And it goes just by the different, different ones like this. And you can make it smaller or whatever you want to do. This is where it kind of is similar to Canva, but to me it's just a little bit more difficult. So there you go. And then you have your overlays. This is what I use. So an overlay is going to be like a background that you can that either can be more prominent or less prominent. It's up to you. So here is like, just as an example, you can upload your own. So if I wanted to, let's just say we can do the heart logo that I have. Okay, so there you go. So it's an overlay of this. I already took the background out of this, but you can do blend. So it makes it look different, as far as which one you want. So you can make the different color. So that's cool that that it allows that. But that's literally the only thing that I use PicMonkey for, is to do an overlay, because it just makes it easier for me. But it's really not even that much easier. I'll have to post it in a group. I'll post like the steps of doing it because it takes too long. But it is the only reason I use that. And then you have like the same thing. You have the background, rounded corners and all that, which you've already seen that before. Textures, if you want textures, so you could make it look spacey, or that's just kind of stuff if you want. This is what we pretty much would use it for as a Beachbody coach, is fonts, and just making it look, like color wise, it's like your color scheme, right? So you want to keep it simple. You don't want to make it like overwhelming to where people are like distracted by your picture. So that's it for PicMonkey, really. It's the same thing. You save it, you just save it to your computer. So that's what you would do. And then that's it for the for as far as the computer ones go. I can see if it'll work. Let me see if I can get it on. But just to be really quick on it, can y'all see it? This is the last one. No, it's not gonna work. Oh well, I will just post screenshots of it because it's not gonna let me share my phone on here. But PixArt is just the one where you can do you can do basically the same thing where you do blemishes if you have blemish, where you can do fonts and different things like that. I typically use that just for pictures though. Like I wouldn't use it for this. And then this is what I want everybody to do when you're done this call is everyone needs to take this brand quiz. So I think Lisa, you took it with me like a year ago, and it really is cool because it gives you all the colors that you need, or it gives you like their opinion basically of what your fonts should be, what your quotes should kind of go around. And of course you don't have to do it like exactly what they say, but it does give you like a personality quiz, so it is pretty cool. This is the kind of stuff that it'll show you. So like, this is the brand page. So you say, what quality, and you just kind of go down here and you just take it, and it kind of hit almost 100% home with me. I mean, a lot of those quizzes that you would never think to take before, it does really work. So it's about 10 questions. It's really quick. You can take those, and it tells you just what your brand should be. So that's when I actually picked my colors out, because I said, well, that's a pretty perfect color scheme for me. So that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you, Jen.
No problem.
Just so everybody knows, we have like 4 minutes before we get kicked off. So if you have lots of questions, we might just have to post in the team page because we'll get kicked off in 4 minutes. I
feel like I talked really fast, guys, but it's just like so much stuff, and it just takes a lot of playing around and fiddling around with it. Like when you have time, just sit around and take a picture and edit it, and even if you're not posting it, just kind of to get used to it.
Yeah, and it really is trial and error. But the thing is don't get caught up spending hours and hours and hours like making and editing pictures, because you're just wasting time.
Yes.
Try something, see if it works, start over, keep it simple at first. Just add some text, add a background, add an image, and then, go from there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because that's one thing that I noticed that I did is I got really caught up in the beginning of like just making the perfect picture. And then you're like, okay, I have a perfect picture. Now, what do I say? That's one thing you have to, especially as a new coach, you really want to make sure that you're focusing on your posts and, what you're saying, versus people aren't going to give a crap if you have a great picture and then you're not knowing what to say, so that's the one thing you want to focus on. That's something we're still focusing on every now and then, so if y'all have any questions, I have no problem if you message me or, post it on the page. I will be posting the link to that branding quiz. And I really do think everybody should take it. It's really quick, so it's not something that takes a lot of time.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jen. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, before we get kicked off, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording, and we'll sign off. And yes, Jen, if you wouldn't mind like uploading either your slides or at least that link, that'd be great too. And then I'll post the recording as well on our page.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. And everybody have a great night. And we'll jump right back into new coach training tomorrow. Woohoo!
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Mandy, rest well from your detox.
I'm now got to go to schoolwork. So.
Okay. All right. Well, get your schoolwork done, and we go to day 2 detox tomorrow.
Yes. All right.
All right. All right,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.